Good afternoon, everybody. Today, Roxy went to the vet, got her physical. We played frisbee and stick frisbee with the dogs. And I've been doing a little research on flying a puppy out to meet its new pet parents. So stay with me as we cover these individual situations and I describe what's going on. Hello again, everybody. So today, first thing, Roxy had a vet appointment with her regular vet, and she got actually 4 shots, only supposed to get 2, but 2 of the needles were defective or something. Something happened, and they couldn't get the medicine to come out of one needle, and they couldn't get blood to draw blood to do her blood work until the second time, but the doctor said she thought that the needle might have been defective. But what we did, we had got Roxy a shot that lasts 1 year for her interceptor, for her worm preventative. It was $50, a little over $50 cheaper than the chews for once a month. There's her vet. That's our favorite vet. She sits in the floor with those dogs and she kisses them right in the mouth and everything, just like we do. And she's checking her teeth there, and she said her teeth look good. Everything looked good. But so there was that. And she looked in her ears, and she said her ears were so clean, which that made me happy because I'm the one that does her ear grooming. I do her grooming. And she felt around to make sure her joints all felt good. We've been seeing this vet for years and years, over 10 years. She's the one that saved Ton when he had one eye to go out because of a bad vet when he was a puppy. And then the other one was about to explode from infection. They said he was too young to have an antibiotic because he was a newborn puppy. And I rushed in there to them. They're in our town. And she gave me an antibiotic, and immediately it started taking effect. And she saved Ton from being 100% blind. She's a really good vet. I asked her today, did she mind if I took a little bit of video? And she said, I don't know if I'm very photogenic, but she's really pretty. She's a pretty lady. She's just very, very humble. So there's Boo chewing on her bone right before we go out and play stick fetch. But I wanted to say today I called Delta Airlines. I Googled the phone number and asked to speak to the CRO desk. That's who you're supposed to talk to find out about flying puppies out. And I asked if the pet could stay with you, which is yes. He said yes. And they needed to know the pet weight. And the crate size should measure 18 by 11 by 11 inches, soft or hard carrier. I asked, should we have soft or hard? And they said they preferred soft-sided. The puppies have to come with all their vet papers and all their inoculations and all that. Obviously, you have to bring that with them. And the cost is $95 for each puppy, for the puppy to fly with you in a carrier at your feet underneath of the seat in front of you. The puppy's got to be at least 10 weeks old to fly, and to transport just regular household pets in the cargo hold, you've got to declare the quantity of puppies, which I would not do this. I'm just telling you now. The shippers are classed as TSA registered or unregistered. They must bring an extra crate so the crate can be checked by Delta personnel, the one you're going to fly them in, if you're going to put them in the cargo hold. And then you transfer your pet out of what you've got it in into that one. The puppies or the dogs that you ship have to be under control. They can't be scared, anxious, barking, appear to be sick. and so on, you know. But that's kind of just a side note. You can't tranquilize your animals to fly them if you're going to fly a house pet or fly someone their dog to them. Not the puppy necessarily. Now, if you wanted to fly a puppy out like this to its owner, you could, but I'd be afraid to because of all these regulations. And this is just a little bit what I've told you that they want you to do, and it's all for the puppy's safety. But they want the temperature outside, the max temperature can only be up to 80 degrees or 27 Celsius or 20 Fahrenheit or -7 Celsius, because while the cargo hold is temperature controlled, they have to sit out on the dock apparently and be, you know, staged to be loaded with a lot of other stuff and animals. And so there's a possibility of sickness or even death if they set out in the cold too much. There's a limit of one connecting flight per trip, and they recommend you try to go straight to the destination if you're traveling without or with your pet, especially. Just go straight through, because it's, you know, it's just difficult. And it's difficult on the pet. And they said no two dogs can travel in the same crate, like a mom and offspring. Even like with us, if it was Paris and Bougie, whom we never separate, they would not be able to travel together. But I don't know. I just think that these regulations to travel with a new, you know, with a puppy that someone is going to take for a forever home, they're really, these are really kind of like over the surface. There was a whole lot of stuff in there about what they wanted you to do. But if you want to become a registered shipper, or if you have other questions, you can call 1-800-221-1212 and ask to speak to the CRO desk. They were super, super nice. They were more than forthcoming about what I needed to know if I ever wanted to fly with my puppy with me. And in fact, I was about ready to have to go back on my break, off of my break, go back to work, and they were still, you know, offering information, which is really unusual for that good of customer service in this day and time, in my opinion. I believe the guy asked me how much the puppy, would I say the puppy would weigh, and I don't know, because I don't have any puppies yet to ship. But I said, let's say 8 to 10 pounds. And so he said all this stuff that I just told you. But there's, you know, all the things that I told you, there's a whole lot more to it. But if you go to Delta's website, deltacargo.com, every question you could possibly ever have answered is there. And if not, you can call the number. And I had 0 wait time, even though I had been warned that I would probably be waiting 26 minutes. The time just went boom. It was just great. And so there's deltacargo.com user guide for everything you need to ask on that website. And also, if any pet is on an embargoed list, they will be refused. I don't know if that means coming into the country or what. I just saw that on there and I wrote it down. But that's all of that today about flying a puppy out. I would love to do that. The cost for me to fly with the puppy would vary according to the ticket, but I did see somewhere where somebody paid $125 for their ticket just to go straight through one way to take a puppy to its forever home. So I hope that helped at all. One of these days, if I get to do that, I will bring my camera along and I will go step by step on what's up. Now, Pet Dad is out here in the yard now on the video. He's throwing the frisbee. That frisbee, between the last time I threw it, which was earlier today and every day, to that time, has got a lot of bite holes in it and a couple of caved in spots. So somebody took their frustrations out on their frisbee, I guess, because it didn't want to fly very well. But they're only like 99 cents at PetSmart, so it's okay. But we took them out in the yard. And this is kind of like what I was talking about. If you exercise your dogs, you'll have a whole lot less problem with their behavior, because they get frustrated and their mind gets bored, and they definitely have to have stuff to stimulate their brain. Now, I have to say, with all 3 of mine, if I never let them exercise, Roxy's old enough now, I doubt if it'd be a problem. But if you didn't exercise Paris and Bougie, they'd probably be a jump up on you and a barking and a, you know, I don't know. They'd probably be a little bit of a behavior issue because they are high energy dogs. I can't lie, but they take 5-10 minutes exercise and they sleep for 2 hours. So I take them out, a few times a day and let them wrestle for about 1 minute like they're doing now, and then we tell them to stop and break it up. We're working towards stopping them from doing that. But with 9-month-old puppies, what are you going to do? I've got friends that have puppies that age that are little bitty puppies, and they do that. It's just a little harder on you when you've got big puppies. But anyway, when Roxy went to the vet, there's the stick fetching. They all love to fetch sticks, and we got plenty of them to throw. Today, when Roxy went to the vet, she did great. Flying colors. She got a wormer shot for heartworms instead of the interceptor, which covers, I think that's what they give her, that covers every kind of parasite there is. And it's usually $150 for a once a month chew for 1 year, and this shot was $100, maybe $109 with the tax and all. Her checkup, she got blood work, she got her heart, lungs, and everything listened to, got her anal glands checked because I could tell she was having a little bit of issue, and one side of them was kind of full, so we got that taken care of. And she had a good 1 year checkup. I'm not sure when the girls are ready next, but the vet will tell me. It seemed to me like they just had theirs a couple of months ago, their 1 year checkup. But the vet always calls and reminds us and makes an appointment for us. And here they came in from their playing. I fixed them something to eat, as usual. Roxy didn't want to eat. She don't eat usually until she goes to bed. Now, she'll eat early in the morning, but she's a grazer, and they'll eat her food. If I don't watch them, I had to put her food up. So they ate their supper, these two did. Paris kept going in there and eating out of Pet Dad's plate because he had a fajita of chicken strips for supper. And so she didn't really care about her science diet, Hill's science diet food. That's what we feed them. And she'd get a bite of that and then run in there and get some chicken. She's not stupid. But that's pretty much what happened today. I tell you, there was a commenter today from Brazil. I wish you guys would look. I don't remember which video it was that she commented on, but that comment made me cry. It was so beautiful. She had found a doodle that was literally stuck under a car, living under a car. And the story kind of has a sad ending, but you can tell that person is an animal person and a compassionate person. And I would love to get to know her because that might be the best comment, the best story I've ever read in my life if you guys get a chance. I wish I would have looked at the video that she commented on, but it's probably a very recent one. Maybe it was the one on it's the short one that says, I never have behaved and I'm fine. That one on the short that I made of Paris, which I was just teasing. There I am, photo bomb and bougie. While she's in there eating her food. But anyway, that commenter from Brazil found that dog living there, and it had a lot of behavior issues, but she worked through them, and she misses the dog, even though because she misses the jumping up and all the behavior. And I had a little bit to say back to her, but I had a dog like that a boxer that I took in, and I had him for 7 years, and he was such a good dog. But I tell you, if anybody strange came around us, that especially a man with a hat on, he would do everything he could to eat that person up. And I just wrap my arms around him and hold him, and he never offered to do anything to any of us. But he was hugely protective, and I actually believe he knew that he was rescued. But he was an odd dog, but he was a sweetheart. He was in a wheelchair. He got paralyzed from arthritis when he got old, and he was in a wheelchair for a little while, and then we carried him around in a sling to let him go potty. We'd carry his back end around, and he'd do great. And but anyway, after a long time of that, a year at least of that, he got to where his body was starting to deteriorate from not being able to get exercise and just get his blood flowing, and I had to have him put down. That's all I want to say about that. But I did what I could for him. Now, there's early this morning when I was getting ready to potty the dogs. It was dark and quiet, and I was getting ready for work, and they were out on the porch doing their thing, just walking around and barking at stuff and getting a little exercise. So the news was playing, and I was getting ready for work. Here comes Bougie in the house. No, maybe that's Roxy. No, that's Roxy. I can hardly tell them two apart a lot of times. There comes Paris. Bougie will be right behind her. But that's the end of this video. I'll just let you finish watching it. I do thank you all for watching. And please go look at that commenter. That woman from Brazil that wrote that comment. And apologize for her grammar, which I thought her grammar was beautiful. Man, that'll just tear your heartstrings out, you know, reading that. But again, thank you for watching. Thank you for all the subscriptions, all the subscribers I'm getting. Please like and share and subscribe to my videos. They'll get better and better and better as time goes on. I'm learning this editing thing. So thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye.